I saw your Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest job ever.
I have my mother's wedding dress. I would love to have you redesign it. That's when I knew there was something missing in the market
Yes.
for redesigning heirloom wedding dresses. Good Morning America reached out to me and wanted to tell my story about my process. It was literally the best thing that ever happened to me. This is such a popular thing to do. It's on the rise. Then this is the direction I am headed and that I should keep going in.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and besides of being recently married, I own the leading company in bouquet preservation in the world. It is when connecting with my clients that I felt the need to serve them and help them navigate this new and exciting journey. On this podcast, we bring you everything you need to know to plan the wedding of your dreams. We'll be featuring conversations with top wedding vendors and valuable tips and advice from real couples. Whether you're engaged or simply love, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get started on this journey to your perfect wedding day. Welcome to the club, to Bridal Club.
Thank you so much for joining me here today. You have one of the coolest businesses, and I'm so glad that you're here on the podcast. I cannot wait to show the world what you do. You're so talented. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. It is such an honor to be talking to you today about my business, Lovellfaye, and redesigning heirloom wedding dresses.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this or not, but I wanted to be a fashion designer ever since I was a little kid. So as soon
Uh-huh.
as I saw your Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest job ever. So why don't you tell our audience who you are and how you got started?
My name is Lovell Cox, and my brand's name is Lovellfaye. Ever since I was a young girl, I always knew I wanted to start my own business and work for myself. It wasn't until my mother taught me how to sew when I was 7 years old that I really fell in love with sewing. I grew up in a very creative environment. My mom was and still is a huge sewing hobbyist. She always had her sewing machine and hot glue gun, using it in whatever creative adventure we wanted to go on that day. But it really wasn't until I went to college, I went to the University of Missouri. That's where I majored in textile apparel management and really learned the essentials to become a fashion designer, fashion illustration, sketching, pattern making, draping on a mannequin. And after college, I knew I wanted to move to New York City to pursue my career in design. I had always loved dresses and the process of dress making. Once I moved to New York City, I got the opportunity to intern under Haley Page, and that's really when I fell in love with the bridal industry and knew that's where I wanted my career to go. It wasn't long after moving to New York City that COVID-19 hit,
Oh,
pandemic. I got laid off my job at the time and moved back to Dallas, Texas, where I'm originally from. Once I moved back, I knew I wanted to stay in the bridal industry, something to do with wedding dresses. I ended up getting a job at Bridal Boutique Louisville, where I was a bridal stylist, and I learned a lot about the wedding dress industry from the buying side, and also learning a lot about the consumer, the bride, and the process of how they were deciding to pick the wedding dress of their dreams, the most important dress of their lives, essentially. While I was working there, I was also building my business. I was designing wedding dresses, bridesmaids, mother of the brides, all the things, while also taking on other side projects. Two family friends approached me. They had their mother's wedding dress. They knew they wanted to utilize it, but they didn't know how or what to do. I thought to myself, well, this is definitely something I can do. And so I took on these two projects. One of the girls wanted to do a pantsuit and make the pants out of the skirt, which I thought was a really unique idea. I'd never seen that done before. I ended up making two very compelling videos of the process and putting a before and after picture of the redesigns. I posted them on social media, and quickly after I posted the videos, multiple wedding industry social media accounts were reposting my videos, and I was getting my direct target market of brides that were seeing these videos, and it really gave them the idea of, wait, do I have my mother's wedding dress? And I would love to utilize it if so. So brides were reaching out to me across the country. I have my mother's wedding dress. I would love to have you redesign it. And that's when I knew there was something missing in the market
Yes.
for redesigning heirloom wedding dresses. Quickly after that, Good Morning America reached out to me and wanted to tell my story on a media piece about my process. It was amazing. It was literally the best thing that ever happened to me. And when GMA reached out and they posted on social media, it really made me start thinking if they're finding me and see that this is such a popular thing to do, it's on the rise, then this is the direction I am headed and that I should keep going in. At the time, I was also itching to get back to New York City just because I'm a very creative person. I love New York City. So I moved back, I got a studio, and now I am here full time working and redesigning heirloom wedding dresses for brides across the country.
Imagine being a 7-year-old who likes fashion and wants to have her business. Like, how proud would she be that you're in freaking New York City designing wedding dresses with wedding dresses from their mothers? I mean, how special. You should be so proud.
My 7-year-old self is over the moon, and I
Yeah.
have to say, from a young age, I was manifesting this. I wake up every day and I am so excited to do what I love.
I love it so much. I wish that I had found you before I got married. I don't know if I told you this or not, but I may have said this when we connected, but my mother brought her wedding dress from Mexico. It was after our wedding, but I tried it on and it actually fit. And I just wish that I could have included it in some capacity. I can't even imagine how special this is for all your brides.
Oh, yes, for sure. I love that you have it. You can still utilize it. I have a full accessory list, but I will say it is so special to be a part of so many brides and their families.
I bet. I bet. Congratulations on everything you're doing. So, what is your favorite part of the process?
I would say, honestly, the clients. The brides are so excited to reach out to me and talk to me about their specific wedding dress. And also, every dress is different. I've only worked with a handful of heirloom wedding dresses that are the exact same. You don't realize how many wedding dress designs there are out there until you start looking at it and really discovering it.
I cannot imagine how special this is for their mothers.
hmm I mean, I will say it's also a time capsule. They've kept this dress for 25, 30 plus years. A lot of the mothers, grandmothers would come to the fittings
Mm.
during the redesign process. And I would always ask them, so what did you think after you got married and you had your wedding dress and you're preserving it? What did you think down the road you're going to do with it? You're keeping it so many years. And a lot of them say the first popular answer is, I was preserving it because it was the popular thing to do. That's just what everyone was doing it. So I decided to preserve my wedding dress. And then the second one was in hopes that my children would use it. They also do understand as well that their daughter wants to have their own moment in their own dress. So that's why it is so great to utilize the mother's grandmother's wedding dress for the second dress, reception, exit dress, all the things.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah.
so like let's talk about this too, because obviously you're not just taking that wedding dress and just fitting it to a new body. Tell our audience what you're doing with these dresses. You already said an example of like the pants, but tell us more examples of what you've done before.
Yeah, so I would say 80% of brides usually come to me with an idea of what they're wanting to do. And it's really a collaboration between the bride and I as far as what they want to do with it. It's either we're honoring the integrity of the wedding dress and just modernizing it, whether it's changing the neckline, making it short, turning the train fabric into a bow, really making it their own. While I also have brides that want to make a full custom dress out of their mother's dress and using the materials and lace and design details.
Let's talk about sizing a little bit because I feel like back then the sizing was a little bit different than today.
I will say there's always a creative solution, and majority of my brides, that is the first thing they ask me. And it really comes down to what they want to do with the dress. I've changed the dress multiple dress sizes, and if they want to honor the integrity of the dress and they really just want it to fit correctly, then we can go that route. Or if you totally want to redesign it, we can do whatever the bride wants.
Fun, fun. Okay, so you did talk about a few accessories as well. Can you name a few just so we can spark some ideas?
As far as accessory goes, the most popular one would be a clutch. A lot of brides will want to redesign their mom's dress and then gift their mom a clutch from the dress or their sister or family members down the road. It's a great way to utilize the dress, but also use it for gifts. And if it's for your dad, your brother, handkerchiefs is also a popular accessory. I've done a lot of different types of purses and
Yeah.
headbands and all the things. I like to tell the brides too, if they want to make it a full styled look, we can totally do that and do the redesign. And then if they want to use the extra lace to make a headband and a purse, we can totally make that happen.
And I love the fact that, I mean, obviously, just by having a conversation with you, I'm like, I can still do it. I would have not thought of that.
Do you know what year's your mom's dress from?
Maybe 85, maybe?
Okay, so 80s Princess Diana era for sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, Princess Diana, it's very similar. So one of the questions I have, and I feel like me being in the flower preservation business, I should know this, but I have no idea how dresses are preserved. What I did with mine, I basically just took it to the dry cleaners. You mentioned that some of them are preserved. My mom's is really yellow. It's really bad. What do you do then? Can you still work with them?
If they want to keep antique color of them, we can totally work with that. If they do want to see if it can become brighter, which I have seen some spectacular before and afters, I have a list of dry cleaner recommendations that they can take their dress to see if it will bring the original color back.
Wow.
If they have stains on the dress, I can work around the stains with pattern making, or really depends on what they want to do with the dress. But also, some brides like to keep the stains because it's part of the story.
Wow.
If their mom had the dress and spilled red wine down it, oh, that's part of it. Let's keep it. I'm like, okay, like, whatever you want to do.
Wow. How many brides have you worked with?
Hundreds of brides. It's been really fun, and I've loved every second of it.
How far in advance should people book you?
As far as reaching out, I would say anywhere between 10 to 12 months. The bridal industry, we like to work far in advance. Brides plan their wedding a year, 2 years out these days. But we don't start the redesign process until around 5 months before their wear date.
Awesome. Can you walk us through the journey? Like somebody reaches out to you right now, what happens then?
If you fill out my inquiry form on my website, it's also linked on all my social media platforms. We ask a couple of questions about wear date, if you have any ideas, also any pictures to give us an idea of the redesign or what the dress we're working with. Once we get the inquiry, we send back a pamphlet with full process and pricing. If they want to move forward with the project and want to learn more, then we have a link to book a virtual design consultation. Once they book a virtual design consultation, that's really when we talk about your specific heirloom wedding dress and what you want to do with the dress, whether it is honoring the integrity, turning it totally into a full custom dress, or you just want to make accessories out of the dress. After we have the call, I send a link to purchase sketches. Once you purchase the sketches, then I sketch 3 ideas over the ideas we talked about. If you tell us I want to move forward with the project, that's where I have 50% deposit and a contract. Once I get those, then you become a client. And we don't reach out to around 6 to 8 months to schedule your fittings because we like to finish the dress around a month before the wear date, and then required 3 in-person fittings in my studio in Manhattan Garment District, where we have 3 fittings within a 3 to 4 month period before the wear date.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Would you be comfortable telling what your price starts at?
So as far as right now, June 2025, an average redesign costs anywhere from 1,800 to 2,200. If you are wanting to redesign your dress, a full custom dress, or you're wanting to turn it into a ceremony dress, it really 3,000 plus as far as starting goes for that.
And then let me ask you something. If I were to send my mom's wedding dress to make an outfit or something, if you have leftovers, could I keep them?
Yes. And that is also a very common question I get from brides and their mothers. I give all the materials back, and I've had situations where one bride sisters, where one sister is getting married now, and then another sister wants to utilize just the train fabric and wants to make a full custom dress.
Mm.
So I also tell them in the initial virtual design consultation, if you do have a sister and or any family member that wants to utilize the dress, definitely let me know. There's ways I can go about it and give you advice as to how you can share the dress and other ways like that. So yeah.
That's awesome. How can people find you, connect with you, and hire you to do a custom wedding dress?
If you go to my website, lovellfaye.com, I have my full process and my inquiry form where you can fill out and learn more about my heirloom redesign process. Also follow along on social media, on my Instagram, Lovellfaye, TikTok, Lovellfaye Bridal, and I also have another Instagram, Lovellfaye Bridal as well, where we do a lot of before and afters. A lot of brides will send me pictures from my Instagram and say, my mom's dress looks like this one you've done before, and this is the vibe I'm going for. And I always love that because it's a dress I've already worked on, so I know exactly how to go about it.
I love it. If you guys are listening, please go ahead and follow her on social media because her art is stunning and very unique and so memorable for the whole family. Thank you so much for being a part of Bridal Club.
Yes, thank you so much. I had so much fun talking about my business.
Learn about all things wedding straight from the experts. Be sure to like and subscribe to Bridal Club.